Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another episode of Cocktails with Queens.
Whoop, whoop.
No cocktails, since we're doing this in the early afternoon.
We have coffee, though.
We do have coffee. Coffee's a great alternative if you're just looking for a little kick.
Yeah, I gotta get my fix.
Right? Well, we had a really great episode this week. Honestly, I felt like it was a lot of good highs and lows for a lot of different characters. Mm-hmm. I'm a little sad by who went home, but it wasn't one of my top favorites. So, meh. Mm-hmm. You know, it is what it is. But we just finished watching both the episode and Untucked. So let's go ahead and dive right in. For those of you who don't know, I'm Clayton.
And I'm Jordan.
And we are In Between Branches. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like. And stay tuned to the end for a very special offer.
Okay, so kicking off this episode, it was an acting challenge. It was broken down into 3 teams. They had to do a little dating service app. It was End of Days, Fibster, Butterface. I'm just going through all this real quick because I want to get into what we thought of everybody's performance in those. So End of Days was like a whole apocalyptic type of theme for a dating app. I overall felt like the team was super strong because they had Blair, Eureka, the Vixen, and then Miss Cracker, and all the girls did pretty good in my opinion besides the Vixen. Hers was just below the others as far as overall performance.
The end product was really good though. Everybody was still super solid. If they were judged as a individual, if they were judged as a team,
they were the best.
They were obviously the best by far.
Definitely.
And even Vixen, who seemed like she stumbled a little bit in the challenge, in the behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. I didn't really feel like, again, just the end product was great.
Yeah.
She still seemed to deliver really well.
She served a role in the overall performance, but she didn't shine at all to me. It was very flatline, where all 3 of the other characters really had opportunities to shine. And she had a crazy, really different character and such an opportunity that I think was missed.
True.
So
maybe even the reason that she did as well as she did was because the character was so kind of just out there and kind of its own thing anyway.
The roles were really good for everybody.
Everybody's acting was fire though. They really kind of delivered in my opinion. I thought they did great.
Yeah.
I also wanted to give a little shout out to the mini challenge. I just thought it was really cute how I just love how down and dirty the mini challenges are, and it's almost a better indicator of where the girls' skills really are with the particular fucking mini challenge that they're doing. Just because I felt like the top 3 that ended up being the team captains, they all really let their guard down and just really made a moment with that RuPaul chocolate bar. So I'm glad we got the captains that we did. Another thing I thought was funny with the main challenge. What was the Monique's? What was that team? What was that app?
I gotta think of who. Fibster? It was Fibster.
Was it Fibster?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was. The Monique doing her little self-directing thing. I thought that was so funny. It was so me too.
It was kind of funny, but I thought it was I thought it just showed how unprofessional she could be. Not in an obnoxious way, but more of just an ignorant way. That's not her role, and if this were a real thing and not just
I love that I said that was me and you're...
Oh, I know. If this were a real thing that she had been booked for with some, with a casting or something, she wouldn't be doing that. She wouldn't be able to do that. People would be annoyed, confused, frustrated. It messes with the entire production, and I didn't think it reflected well. It was funny for a TV show.
Yeah.
So I guess it worked in this sense.
It's cute though how it's she just felt like she had to take charge for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Moving forward with the other app, we'll just go ahead and talk about that one a little bit. If you want.
Yeah, we'll continue with that one. So going on with Monique's team, Fibster, I thought the roles weren't handed out well. I thought the acting wasn't good, and I thought the energy overall was pretty low from everybody.
What didn't you like about the acting and the roles?
Well, first off, Cameron should not have been the narrator, because the narrator needs to be one of the most high energy, entertaining on-screen people. She's very much like falls into the background, unfortunately, a lot of the time. So I would have stuck with having Mayhem be the narrator, like I said.
Furthermore,
it got confusing when she played another character. And then was supposed to... So the other character that Cameron played was, like, the blonde who was saying, like, oh, I'm this, and this, and, like, this sweet girl. And then the transformation was into, like, the BDSM black girl. Okay, I get it, why it could be funny. However, in the first shot where they show Cameron, she's got tattoos up her arm. She looks like a tough chick anyways. So the transformation that they were, like, wanting to create with the whole concept was not there. So, like, the roles were badly handed out, and...
I thought it was interesting too that they made that decision because, like, they said Cameron like wrote the lines,
right?
But the lines weren't like, I mean, it wasn't like a fucking dissertation. No. It was like, it wasn't like Mayhem. That was the alternative, right?
Mayhem, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like she couldn't have easily memorized and delivered those like 2 sentences. You know, it was more like. Seriously, just like go with your gut. Like always, just go with your gut. Like Mayhem was the narrator; they should have stuck with that.
And Cameron should have just had a final little excerpt like she did, and that should have just been like a solid thing instead of her there for a partial. It made no sense. So that team was not good.
The Butterfaces.
The Butterface, yeah.
I would say, in my opinion, overall, if I had to gauge them all, them all. I think that, I mean, okay, so Butterfaces, theirs was solid, but like even what's her name's like assessment of it, like whenever she was giving out the scores and gave Yuha like a 2 or whatever it was, like was so accurate because the others weren't that bad, but
they weren't great.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like the law of averages or whatever, like Yuha really like pulled it down. Like her entire segment just like did not make any sense. Like why was there a workout scene? And like if there was a workout scene, I'm sure it could have worked, but like it just like the jokes just like did not land with like the theme of the app. But we all know that Asia is fucking serving that cave woman ugly realness in the back with a scene stealer. That was incredible. That was so funny.
That was awesome. I also had a huge issue though with Monet's performance in it because her character was supposed to be the face is right and the body was wrong. However, she had like barely any proportion issues with her body. Like she had like a makeup sponge in like her hip on like a corner, so like with pointy. But like it was not good either.
Was like, that the story? Was that
she was the narrator, like the opening one that had like the perfect face and the wrecked body. Her body was a little off in a few spots. But it's the same. But
that's what they were going for, was to have her have a shitty body.
Right. Because you can see it. There's like chunks in it. And it's like the same thing.
I didn't even get
the same
that.
issue that Yuha had, except flipped. Like the body wasn't pushed far enough. And they were coming for her for not doing the right face makeup that was ugly. When Monet did a very similar thing with the body. So that team overall was not strong. But they were middle of the road for me compared to the end of, not end of days, the Fibsters. Unfortunately. So, yeah, End of Days, definitely my favorite out of them all.
Yeah, I think that was clearly the winner.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a winning team, it was obviously going to be them. Because even the person that happened to be lower on the end of it still did enough to kind of not bring the team down, like we saw with the others. And
Face Crack, you know, as you're saying, the teams, we found out that the girls were actually going to be judged individually, which we assumed it would be teams, you know, which was a good thing and a bad thing for others.
Ru always loves throwing that little wrench in the plan.
Uh-huh.
It must be so scary being on that runway, like, not knowing how it's going to go. Because, you know, I mean, going on to the show, you know that happens sometimes. So it's like, on a week that you're on a team challenge and you're not doing well, you're like, fingers crossed for that team being the whole fucking, like, judge.
Well, predicting what's going to happen on the show is obviously not something that ever works out for anybody, viewers or contestants alike.
You asked Sasha Bell about that one.
Sasha Bell, not Sasha Bell.
She thought that she cracked the code.
Well, she cracked something.
It'll make sense later.
Yeah, anyhow. So the feather runway, it was kind of a cute gig. They've done the fur in the past, so why not do feathers?
The feather runway. I think we need to talk about the real winner of this week's challenge.
Who's that?
The workroom spider.
Oh my god. Okay, there was a spider. It got caught. Enough of that. It was scary. How did I get in there?
Good question.
I don't want to know the answer. Anyways, on the runway, so I thought it was kind of interesting how with the feathers, literally, let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were like spooky, ooky feathers, which would not be what I would expect for someone to do for a feather runway, you know? Eureka was all black. Mayhem was like a spookiness with her eyes. Cameron was obviously a maleficent feather monster bitch. And Yuha also had her Asian Crow Queen fantasy going. So just like the darkness that was there with a lot of those surprised me.
What would you have like done, I guess? Like,
I don't even
was
know.
Was it really that unexpected to you?
It was because of just like how many people did it.
Were you expecting more like White Swan?
I guess. I don't even know what I would have done. What would you have done?
There was a few blondes.
There were.
There was a few White Swans.
There were, but I was surprised by the darkness. I don't know, just because I wouldn't think that as my first instinct, I suppose.
Yeah.
My favorites definitely were, obviously Aquaria. I thought that was so sickening with the arrows and all that. It was very much a Gaga moment from like the GUI video.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Who dare be calling us?
I know.
On this very professional podcast.
So insane.
Insulting.
I'm so embarrassed.
Offended.
Go back.
Anyhow, I was saying Aquaria's outfit, I loved it on the runway. It was so like romantic with the arrows in her.
It was so beautiful.
Like I said, it was
top for me.
Very Gaga. But my number one, without a doubt, was obviously Asia O'Hara with her Tweety Bird gig, with the hair and the makeup and the costume. I was gagged. One of my favorite looks I've ever seen on the show, probably.
It was so funny. Like, it was so, like, campy and cute. And honestly, it was kind of unexpected. Like,
definitely for me.
Like, of all of them, like, that was the one that, like, you did not, like, anticipate seeing by far. And even the proportions and just, like, the way that, like, it was shaped was just, like, really fun and, like, cute and, like, funny. Like, yeah, it was just all humor, 100% serving humor.
Such a risk, honestly, like to do something like that, and it really paid off because she ended up winning, and she should have. She looked fabulous. She killed the challenge. I'm definitely here for Asia. She's doing pretty good,
and she's the same one that did like really well in the main challenge itself with like her face and everything.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
really making that moment. So she's definitely one to watch. It's really interesting. A couple of my other tops, I'm always such a fan of like the soft, like flowing kind of like elegance that Blair had with her like, the white kind of like feathers all the way down. I thought that was just like really classic beauty. I thought it was a little crafty like the judges said, but to me it was more like personal artistic twist on like old Hollywood glamour is kind of what I was getting from
it. Was that. I mean, I liked it. I didn't think it was so much crafty as much as I just felt it was kind of a simple silhouette. And I, like when we have such crazy things presented on the runway, I can only help, but compare it to that. So like it didn't stand out for me as much, but so, it was cute.
Eureka's little Black Raven gig, the dress itself wasn't like everything, but like that combined with her hair and makeup like really told like a nice like story.
She was like a fully realized character.
She was like evil bird queen. Clearly,
we had enough evil queens fighting one another up on that runway.
Right. As far as like the bottoms for me go, I honestly didn't like Dusty Ray's look. I thought that the showgirl kind of attachments like seemed too like added on.
Yeah,
they were almost just like, these are my showgirl hips feathers, like just like stuck onto my.
It didn't feel on brand for her, really, to me.
Yeah, I couldn't even really recognize it was her. Like if you like watching her in Untucked, like I was like, who the fuck? Oh fuck, that's fucking Dusty.
Right, it was like open stage with sickening costumes.
Right. It was something you would have served for sure.
Hey, I could only wish.
Yuha's little stick crows too. There's something about like having like the fucking just like crows stuck on a stick,
you hated
shoved
that
in your back. Yeah,
I loved it. I did like that element of it.
I would have rather. I just felt like there could have been something else done with them.
I mean, there could have, obviously.
Right. Man, speaking of your open stage, let's go ahead and get to that lip sync.
Oh no! don't do all that, girl.
Well, fucking tops and bottoms, like, officially through the judges. The winner was little Tweety Bird, as we said.
Yep.
But then fucking bottom was Yuha and Mayhem. I was a little surprised to see Mayhem in the bottom, but at the same time I was really glad she did, because she fucking served it to us in that lip sync. Spoiler alert, she just really embodied the song.
Yeah.
A song that actually Jordan, El Nina, if you will, has done on open stage.
Dressed as the devil.
A reference in demonology. It was good though. Like, I was fucking getting my life. Even Yuha, I don't think that she embodied the song. I mean, if you're trying to embody a rock song, like, don't do the air guitar thing.
I thought she did good, but it was just like, it felt like it was one of those performances where someone comes from the time that song's actually, made and when it's popular and can really just get the essence and the energy. You was a lot younger than Mayhem, so I just felt like she got it more and delivered it and like had the facial expressions and like the performance. And it was interesting because you all started off like pretty high energy, like running around and stuff, and Mayhem kind of worked into that once she saw you all doing it. So it was almost like a fight where you see like a good fighter counter somebody, and
Interesting.
and be able to respond to what they're doing. And you'll see that with the best lip syncs.
That is so true.
Without like overdoing it or being a hot mess. Like they're able to respond to what they're doing and give their performance that's lacking that bit into it. So it's like, I was super excited to see your lip sync. The most sickening one so far this season. It was
definitely like gag-worthy.
The best this season so far.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting. You even said too. Like, we were both getting chills.
Yeah,
like, watching
goosebumps.
it. Yeah, it was good. She really served the song.
I was thinking too. The song is so intense and freaky. Her having those contacts in, I always think, the girls know what song they're going to be lip syncing if they're in the bottom that week. How often do you think they try to tweak their look to really work for that performance? Because in the end, that's the performance that's going to keep them or not.
It's not like All Stars where they get fucking an hour or whatever to change their entire look,
right?
Like they have before.
So do you think that they do that?
I mean, I would. If you're playing smart and you know that you dropped the ball in the challenge and you know that it's a possibility. Yeah, girl, I'm gonna fucking pull those little white ass contact lenses I got in my makeup kit that like I fucking bought.
That you might not wear
for $12.99
because that
I haven't got a chance to wear yet.
Because it seems like you might not wear those contacts with a look like that normally, so it pushed it there in a weird way.
It did push the look in itself, like without even lip syncing. So either way, unfortunately, we did have to say goodbye to Yuha. It's a tough game, but somebody's got to go. I will miss her though. I thought she was cute. She was fun. She was a nice little addition. Yeah, she was.
We knew it was coming though.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen how she's compared to the other girls in the competition. So
the caliber is just so high with all of them. I just feel like we're getting through that first like batch of like, I almost wanted to say filler queens, but that's such trash talk to say. I don't want to be like that garbage person.
Just the first round of them.
Yeah, just like kind of like, I mean, when the stakes are that high, somebody's got to go, So, good job, Yuha. We missed you. Mayhem, you fucking killed it in the lip sync. We appreciate you. We look forward to seeing more from you. Also, I want to give another shout out to Asia O'Hara. Like, we got our eyes on you. You have made me fucking like keep one of my little eyes on you for this whole thing. I didn't really like her she was all right, but she's really making me pay attention to her. I'm excited to see what else she brings.
Yeah. Me too.
All right, guys. If you want to go ahead and check out our Etsy store, feel free. It's inbetweenbranches.etsy.com. We are our own sponsors for this podcast. And if you want, you can use the coupon code DRAG10 off your purchase. No pressure. You could also just listen to us and give us a little like and a subscribe and a thumbs up and all that fucking good goddamn internet talk.
And that's DRAG10, like the number, so 10.
There you go. All right, thanks guys for listening. If you made it for this long, we love you so much. Even if you didn't get to listen to this, we still love you.
Yeah, you've never given to a charity before.
Right. All right, thanks guys. Love
Signing
you.
off. Bye.